What's up? What's up? Happy Saturday, everybody. My name is Tremaine Wills. I am a financial planner and investment advisor. I own a company called Mind Over Money, where we are working to help close the wealth gap. We're on a mission to help 1 million women and their families grow their invested assets to $1 million or more. And today I'm going to be answering the question, what is a 401k? So if you have questions about what that is, you'll want to stay and tune in so you can get that answer. Hey, Money Mike. So yeah, um, before I get started, I like to dive in and find out, where are you guys tuning in from? I always like to see like what's the most unique place that folks are being able to catch this live stream. So let me know in the comments. And if you're watching one of the replays, drop that in the comments too, where you're tuning in from, because it's cool to see how information gets to travel, right? So, hey, Dr. Michelle. Okay, we got some folks coming in from Maryland. Well, thank you, Atlanta. Oh, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. So, again, I'm going to be talking about what a 401k is. Hey, I finally made it. Which reminds me, if you want to catch these trainings live, be sure to turn on the notification on whatever platform you are tuning in from. So we're streaming to Instagram, we're streaming to YouTube, Facebook, all those places, right? So if there's an option for you to tune in with that notification, ring that bell so that you can get the notification when we go live. So I'll be answering questions probably every day, but some days I might not feel like cutting up here. But so let's dive in. What is a 401k? Oh, before I do that though, I have a free workshop coming up on the 9th. It's called Get Out of Debt and Get Rich. And so if you are somebody that has some debt that you have been struggling to pay it off, and you want to identify what are the steps you need to take to grow your investments, you'll want to tune into this free training. You can comment Get Rich. If you're following on Instagram, you can just drop that comment. You'll get the link to join. And if you're watching on any other platform, there's a link for you to register for free. So completely free workshop. It's on November 9th, and I would love to see you there, right? So do that. So now let's talk about what a 401k is, right? You probably heard it time and time again, but you may not know exactly what it actually does. So a 401k is actually a IRS code, right? So it is the section in the code that identifies what type of plan is being used. What happens is, when you put money into a 401k plan, this is a salary deduction or a salary deferral, right? So it is pushing this money to some point in the future, which is why you're able to defer or pay taxes on the money later. Okay. So when you hear 401k, think, okay, this is an IRS code, right? That identifies what type of plan it is. It tells us how that money is to be taxed. All right. So 401k is a section in the IRS code that identifies how this is supposed to be taxed. The 401k itself is just the bucket. All right. So the 401k is not the investment. What we have to do is we have to decide how the money is going to be invested inside the bucket. All right. So first, we know what the 401k is now, right? It is an IRS code identifying a type of plan, how it's supposed to be taxed. When we put money into the 401k, it identifies how that money is supposed to be taxed. Our job is to determine how we're going to invest the money inside of the bucket. Now, depending on your employer, it will be determined what options are available to you for investing. So some employers have lots of different plan options. You might see like 20 different choices for you, and others may only have a limited number, maybe 7 or 8 things for you to choose from. Okay. But when you put money into the 401k, that is just the first step. Putting the money in is just like you put the cash inside the bucket. If you don't actually put it to work, you're not truly invested. So, one thing I want to encourage you to do is if you have a 401k or a similar program, you need to go see how the money's actually being invested. For many of us, our employer will automatically enroll us in some sort of strategy, right? You might be in what's called a target date fund, which identifies your age and when you're likely to retire and puts together a portfolio mix for you. Now, for many people, this is great, right? Because it'll try to match your age with what your risk tolerance could be, and it'll invest on your behalf. But not all plans sign you up and invest automatically for you. So you need to check to see how you're invested. And you might find out that you're not invested aggressively enough as you would like to be, or you are invested too aggressive for your risk tolerance. So if you have a 401k plan or a similar employer sponsored retirement program, you have to check to see how the money is invested. All right. So we know what the 401k is now. We know that the plan itself is just the bucket that holds the money. Our job is to identify how it's going to be invested inside the account. All right. So if you haven't taken a look to see how it's invested, I want to encourage you to go check and see how that money is invested. Now, you might have heard some things on social media saying like, take your money out your 401k and like all this crazy nonsense. I want to encourage you to check people's credentials when they are giving you advice about investing. If they do not have a license to provide investment advice, you probably should not take investment advice from them. All right. 401k plans and similar retirement plans have made tons of millionaires, right? It's the number one strategy to build wealth slowly, right? Because you're pushing that salary deferral into the future and it allows you to accumulate wealth over time, leveraging one of the benefits of our tax code. So, if you have access to a 401k and you have the ability in your budget, in your means to put money into that program, it is likely a good idea for you to leverage it. Now, again, everything is dependent on individual circumstances. It would be bad advice for me to just tell you max it out right without knowing your individual situation. But I would encourage you to check to see if it makes sense for you to put more money into this program to help you build wealth. All right. So 401k is a code that tells the IRS how to tax this bucket of money. Your job as the individual is to put the money inside the bucket and then choose the investments inside of the account. If you have not taken the time to check to see how your money is invested, I would encourage you to take, 30 minutes to just look up how it's performing, to see what you're investing in, just so you have a better understanding of how it works. And if you need deeper support, reach out to the advisors that are participating on that platform, right? For many companies, there are advisors that you can call to ask more questions. And if you don't want to do that, reach out to me, right? You can comment, call, and get a free discovery call, and I'll kind of walk you through what your options are. But try not to just sit here confused because you're afraid to ask the questions. It's better to ask and get the information you need and maybe feel like you should have known that answer for a small moment of time than to wish you would have asked somebody and you're looking at 10 years later and you could have been invested better, but you didn't ask. So ask the questions to make sure that your account is performing the way that you need it to and it's meeting your goals. Yes, ask the questions. All right. So again, I am having a live workshop on November 9th. If you learned anything today and you want to dive a little bit deeper into how you can pay off debt and start to build wealth by investing, you can register for free. All you have to do is comment "get rich." That's 2 words, "get rich," and you'll get the link to register for free for that workshop. All right. I don't see any questions on here, but I'll hang on for a couple seconds just to see if there are any. So that I can help walk you through what a 401k is, right? One of the best things you can do when you are a new investor, somebody who is like starting on their money journey, is to learn the language. And so the more we understand about investing, how the accounts work, we can put them to use for ourselves and get the returns that we're looking for, take advantage of the different opportunities. Um, Dr. Michelle says, I definitely take advantage of my advisors. They're literally there to help us. Yes, absolutely. There to help, right? And you are paying a small fee for them to be able to service those accounts. So get your money worth, okay? All right. So again, I'm having a training November 9th. I would love to have you there. It's called Get Out of Debt and Get Rich, where we're going to be working through how you can pay off debt and invest and grow your wealth. So if you'd like to join that, if you are watching on Instagram, you can comment Get Rich and you'll get the link sent to your DM. If you are watching on any other platform, you can tap the link to register for free. All right, guys, this was Questions That Need Answers. Again, my name is Tremaine Wills from Mind Over Money, financial planner and investment advisor on a mission to help 1 million women and their families grow their invested assets to $1 million or more. For more information like this, make sure you are following and subscribed and a notification is on so that the next time I hop on and teach a lesson, you will know about it. All right. And I will see you tomorrow.